Okay, Memphis is here. We're joined by head coach Penny Hardaway, guard Kendric Davis, forward DeAndre Williams. Coach, congratulations on advancing to the final. As we did yesterday, we'll begin with an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Couldn't be more proud of these guys. Locked in. Tulane beat us 2 times during the season. They had an opportunity to come into our building on a big day. I'll never forget that day because that was the day that my head coach was being honored and Lorenzo Wright's jersey was being retired. That's staying on my brain and on my heart. From that day, I was like, man, we let our city down. We got to come back and fight. And they swept us during the regular season. So we just came back ready today and just proud of the performance. Couldn't have dreamt this type of a win up because they are a really good team. But we put a good game plan together, and, man, it was beautiful.
Okay, please raise your hand for questions. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start over here in the corner with Terry.
Hey, KD, I know this got to be a little special for you because I know they've been talking to you guys all season. So what did this mean as far as winning this time versus losing the previous 2 times?
Man, we just said the same thing. UCF talked crazy. Coach pulled up the tweets of what Tulane said to us. And we Memphis, man. We don't take that lightly, and we want the short today.
KD, another question. Have you ever, or did you ever think that one day you would be facing against your hometown team in a championship game in Houston?
Yeah, when I came here, that was the goal. Coach promised me championships in the tournament, and everybody know you got to get through them to get there. So, this what we dreamed of. When I first said I was coming here, this the moment we dreamed of. So it's gonna be a dogfight, and we just got to be ready.
Hey, Coach Hardaway, just talking about this 40-point win, man, this is one of those performances you've been wanting your team to come out, get on top of somebody, and stay on them. Do you think, is this like the most impressive win this season?
It is the most impressive, especially with what was at stake. Tulane's confidence was really high against us, and again, rightfully so, because they beat us 2 times during the regular season. We didn't have Malcolm either game. I thought that would make a difference, but the rest of the crew came to play. Next man up. Ayla wasn't feeling well. Malcolm wasn't really feeling well, but we put bodies out there, and everybody contributed. And these guys, man, they came to play. They knew what it meant, and this was the most complete win of the season for sure.
Okay, on the left to Jeff.
This is for both Kendric and DeAndre. Can you both take me through that dunk, what you saw, and DeAndre, where it ranks on your personal list?
Oh, man, that was great. Me and KD made eye contact in the game. Saw the guy was helping up a little bit, and then he threw it perfect. And I just gave a great effort and caught it.
No, that's not what happened. Nah, he made a great play on the ball, but we did walk through this morning, and Coach told us that first man that cut, they ball watch, and that second will be there, and he cut it, and the dude took him, and I just threw it up, and he made a great play.
Front to Jason.
Players, was that the moment in this game that took it to another level for you guys, or was it something else? Was there like a defensive stand or I don't know what else it could have been, but was that the moment that?
Well, that was a spectacular play. That always, when you do a spectacular play in the game, it always gives your team juice. And but we already knew we had to be next level as soon as the game started, and so we just had that same mindset the whole game.
Yeah, piggyback off what he said, man, all night you could just feel the energy, but to me I think the turning point was we scrambled, and then Dre took a charge. And it was like, yeah, they locked in, and we was on the string defensively. And when we guard like that, it's hard to score, get us out in transition, get us going. So I think the scramble into Dre charge is what, I think changed the game. Late first half, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
DeAndre, Kendric talked about going against his hometown team. It's your hometown team, too. You're from Klein Forest. What is this like for you, trying to advance to the NCAA tournament, going through your hometown team?
It's humongous, man. It's a dream come true. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. You want to kind of stay even keel and make sure you take care of business. But we know the magnitude of this game, and we got all the pieces to get it done.
Get some over here.
Penny, you mentioned this was the most impressive game of the year. You know, obviously last night you had the spectacular performances by them. It felt like it was everyone today. Do you feel, you talked about, I think earlier in the week, like you hadn't quite reached your best level. Do you feel like you're closer than you've ever been to that?
Yeah, in today's game. You know, last night's game was just, you know, terrific from these guys, just going out there and just putting on a show. Jump shots, 3 different levels, fast breaks, dunks, layups, everything. And then today, we talked about it last night, that it could be a totally different game today, and it was. The rest of the crew came to play today, and they knocked down all these open shots to help open the floor up for these guys, even though they were playing zone. And it is our most complete game as a group, and it's pretty special because we're starting to play our best basketball right now in March, and that's when you want to be peaking.
And this is for DeAndre or Penny, since you were here last year and you had a chance to win this title against Houston. What would this mean to, you know, what does this mean to be back in this moment and have another shot at it? You know, how important is it to you guys to win a title tomorrow?
Oh, man, this is very important. It's historic. Like I said earlier, we know the magnitude of the game, but we just can't get too high at all. And we got to go out there and make sure we locked in for 40 minutes because we know Houston, they don't stop. They just keep pushing and pushing. So we just got to stay locked in for 40 minutes.
You want me to answer that? Yeah, it's only right to me that we're back here again. That means we're doing something right to be back in the championship game of the AAC. You know, UCF was a very tough game, and obviously today we had a blowout game, but we know who Tulane has been and who they are. So we know how hard our conference is, whether anyone gives us the credit. And to be in this game again, last year, you know, we were on a high because we felt like we beat them twice, and it's always hard, you know, to beat a team 3 times, and we're hoping that works for us tomorrow. But we know every game that we play against those guys is going to be a battle.
Question for Kendric. Kendric, I'm from Fort Worth. I covered you when you were a freshman at TCU. I had 2 quick questions for you. How do you feel like you're different and a better player in persons now since you left TCU? And what would it mean to you personally to finally get to the NCAA tournament?
I was trying to learn how to play college, you know, basketball as a freshman. I didn't really know the magnitude. I didn't really know nothing. The game was fast. You know, I couldn't shoot. So I just worked on my game. And, you know, I'm playing for something now. You know, like SMU last year, Coach P ruined my dreams. You know, they beat us last year at this game. So woke up this morning kind of nervous, you know, because I won last year the first game and we lost to them. So I'm like, I can't let that happen again. But, man, I still got room to grow. But defensively, you know, I called Coach today like I want that challenge, you know, with Cook. I felt like on our home floor, he, you know, was a little too comfortable. And I told Coach today, like, I want that challenge. Just trust it. And he trusted me, and we had a great game plan. And Coach called the meeting today, you know, like making sure we was locked in for this. And it just showed today. We stayed on him for 40 minutes, and that's the first time we did that all year.
Right next to you.
Question for Katie and Dre. How much did the disrespect y'all might have felt, the embarrassment, whatever it was, with the 2 losses to Tulane, how much did that kind of weigh on y'all in the past 2 months? And what we saw today, was that just a release of all that frustration?
For me, yeah. Like, I play with a chip on my shoulder, and Forbes was talking crazy to Coach, you know, at home, and we didn't get it done. And I was thinking about, like, man, we ever get a chance again, I'm going at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's something about me when I don't like talking. You know, let's just hoop. And to disrespect Coach on our home floor, that sat on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told everybody, like, if it's anything, it's the game I want. And we got it done.
Two questions for Penny. First of all, everybody gonna look at the 94 points, but in the first half, in the 12 minutes and 23 left, you only allowed them to score 4 points defensively. So what did you do defensively to shut them off?
Well, we put a great game plan in. You know, we knew who their weapons were, and we took them out of the game. And, man, the defense was as good as it's ever been. Everybody was locked in. Everybody was moving on a string. Everybody was connected. But what we did was we put a good game plan in, and they stuck to the game plan the entire 20 minutes of the first half.
Second question, shorter window. You play tomorrow at 2:15. What's your message to your team?
Right now, you know, we're thankful that the game, you know, ended early and that we can get home and get rest. But we got to hydrate and get good meals because it's going to come quick. And you got to get to bed tonight, get a good meal, get hydrated, and get to bed.
Okay, we'll take one more in here, then we're going to knock through a couple in the Zoom if we can. So.
Coach Penny, so 6 days ago, you guys lost in a heartbreaker at home. You know how much pride you guys take playing the FedEx Forum. Now you get a redemption shot against Houston. How locked in are you guys just, you know, wanting to achieve something like that and take home a championship?
Well, we're locked in because we have to be. You know, our disrespect nationally is why we're always locked in. You know, we're building a culture, and the culture is toughness. The culture is trying to win championships. And that's what they're all about, and that's what we want to be all about. So locked in on winning tomorrow because we want to start hanging up banners. And, you know, that's a team that you got to fight, and nothing's ever going to be easy, and you got to earn everything. So we come in tomorrow with the mindset of winning the championship.
Okay, we have a few on the Zoom. We're going to start with Action News 5, please, in Memphis.
Penny, you said most impressive performance of this season. I'm not asking you to list them all. Do you think that might have been the most impressive performance of your tenure here?
Ooh, that's tough because at Tennessee was a good one. That performance, I keep saying that, but that was a tough place to play. And then winning at Houston last year was tough. I mean, anytime you beat Houston, those are like, you know, those wins in your career. But this one, it wasn't as high as those because you had to win those games to try to solidify yourself in the country. And today's game was to advance, but, you know, this is in the top 10, but it's not in the top 2 or 3.
Okay, we'll go to Avery Braxton, ABC 24 in Memphis, please.
Coach, congratulations on the win. This is for KD and DeAndre. KD, you kind of mentioned it there, just some of the disrespect that y'all were getting from the last couple of teams, especially when it kind of gets pointed towards Penny Hardaway. For you and DeAndre, you know, how much more personal do you guys take it when, you know, it seems like folks are coming at your head coach as opposed to just maybe you guys?
I take it personal at all, but I mean, this our leader, and we just fight for him. You know, we're gonna go out swinging, and I felt like that one time we didn't swing hard enough, and anytime they talk crazy, for me personally, it locked me in. Like, all right, let's go. So, I mean, I had it on my mind the whole time. We seen their tweets after they beat us, and we just didn't want to let that happen again. We want to, you know, we want to send a statement.
We'll go next to Dan Tortora, please.
Coach, you spoke about the national disrespect that this team has taken and maybe this conference has taken. Just what you want the nation to know about the Memphis Tigers at this point, even before the championship game, and about the level of competition you play in and out of conference. Yeah, I think that what I do want everybody to know is that we're a good ball team. We've earned that. Our non-conference, our conference. Again, they don't give us the respect. To me, we're more than a two-bid conference. It's just honest truth. I mean, you have to play against these teams every day. Maybe their net isn't what it needs to be, but the teams that we play against are very capable of beating us, just like Temple went to Houston. And then South Florida had a chance to beat Houston at home. All these teams are good. You know, we lost to Tulane twice, lost at Central Florida. Now, we didn't have our entire team, but at the end of the day, we battle. And all these other conferences, they get all this credit. They lose 7, 8 games in conference and still in the top 25. To me, that's just not giving us the respect that we deserve. And we got to fight and continue to battle for that, and we're willing to do that.
Take the last one from Wes Pruitt, please.
Coach, you've compiled some very impressive rosters while being at Memphis. I know you look at each player as your own, just like your sons, but what does KD and DeAndre mean to you on a personal level?
Yeah, you know, they're like sons to me because I know their stories. I know them inside out. I know it's bigger than basketball. So when you know their stories and how hard they're fighting to try to feed their families, to try to make it out of a situation, to try to make it to their dreams, I've been in their shoes. So our relationships are really strong because I can be on the level of a basketball player and still be their coach and understand from where the adversity that they've gone through. I went through that same type of adversity. So that connected us from the very beginning with KD and with DeAndre. Both great guys that have gone through adversity like me that are looking to just live a dream through basketball. And we're all connected and together.
Memphis, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, good talk, DeAndre.